That there's a bunch of villains that I don't like that's in this series. Some of them because they're not fleshed out. Some of them because I don't think they're interesting. Some of them ultimately because they're just fucking stupid. Now we have coming at number one. There's seven of them. Eight of them. No, seven of them. The Shadow Dragons from GT. I hate these motherfuckers. Now Nova Shinran was the only one I liked. I had most because he had interesting abilities. He actually had a decent personality, and he ultimately tried to help. Ended up helping. He was more well rounded than the rest of them. But the rest of the Shadow Dragons, Ice Shinron, I don't care, Sin Shinron, Omega Shinron, the rest of the water one, all of them Shinrons except for Nova were just fucking garbage. The designs of them suck. The fights suck. Almost everything about them suck. Look, I know everybody likes Omega Shinron, but fuck Omega Shinron. He didn't do anything interesting. He didn't have no interesting personality. He didn't have no motivation. He didn't do anything. He had no cool attacks. The whole fucking fight was lame. That character was one of the fucking absolute worst villains in the entire fuck. And it's not like he's got the Dragon Balls in his chest and stuff. And it's not like he even used the power of the Dragon Balls to do anything fucking cool. I mean, you have the Dragon Balls. You should be doing like reality altering type shit. Like you should be making wishes that fuck up everything, or you should be like utilizing the Dragon Balls to bring back dead characters that fuck the heroes. Something like that. He literally is the worst major villain. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, he has a pretty cool design, but the fights suck. His personality suck. Just basically everything about the Shadow Dragons, all the Shinrons outside of Nova Shinron, fucking sucked. Now, next to that, coming number two is Deborah. I like Deborah for what he offered in Dragon Ball Z. I like the fight he had with Gohan. I think he's actually a pretty interesting character. But what fucks me up is he doesn't do shit. I would have had more respect for the Boo arc, and I actually like the Boo arc, but I would have a bit more respect for Toriyama had he had Deborah kill Babidi and take control of Majin Buu, because Deborah's demon king of the fucking demon realm. And you would think, okay, if he's the king of the demon realm, which is on the opposite side of the living realm, which is what our current story is, he'd be like all powerful, like infinite type power, like God of Destruction level of power. And honestly, when watching, he doesn't feel that way. Because it's like Goku could have fought Deborah and kicked his ass. Vegeta could have fought Deborah and kicked his ass. Gohan struggled, and Boo just straight up owned his ass. So how strong is Deborah actually? Like that, I like Deborah. I wish there was in Dragon Ball Super when you have the Future Trunks arc. It shows Trunks, the Kais fighting Deborah, and Deborah is actually kicking her ass. I want to see that. I was thinking Deborah was going to be the ultimate threat, but he ultimately was just wasted. Coming in number three, General Rildo. General Rildo was in the Black Star Dragon Ball arc of Dragon Ball GT, where Dr. Mew was trying to take over the world, the universe by collecting the Black Star Dragon Balls. General Rildo is one of his generals. He was a stupid character. He had a dumbass design. Yeah, the Boo Cell, Frieza sagas were the best. I don't want to count the movies. I do that later because that's just a totally whole different ball game. But you're right. The Broly movies were beasts. But General Rildo fucking sucked. He didn't have any interesting personality. I like the ability. I like the fact that he's a robotic character, and kind of some of that would have been interesting, but ultimately it sucked. The coming up behind it, what was the Sigma Force? The Sigma Force behind him also sucked. You're right about that. The Sigma Force that actually worked under Rildo fucking sucked. They weren't interesting. They were dumb. Hated them as well. Super 17, interesting concept, messed up execution. Super 17, for those who don't know, it was one of the major antagonists in Dragon Ball GT, in which Dr. Gero from Hell and Dr. Miyu, which is a Tuffle android, combined two versions of 17. Gero then had 17. Apparently 17 didn't die. And then Miyu ended up building another 17 and they put them together. And Super Android 17 fucking sucked. He was not an interesting character. I don't understand what the hell happened to his eyebrows, for one. He had the ability to absorb energy, which could have been cool had they done it better, but they didn't, so it fucking sucked. The fight sucked. He had absolutely no interesting qualities to his character whatsoever, although the design, admittedly, was pretty cool. And I did like this thing that they had in the story, in the fight, where it was 18 ended up helping Goku in the fight and was kind of trying to appeal to his inner 17 character. So I did like that. I did like that. Everything else about Super 17 fucking sucked. King Code was perhaps one of the freakiest, biggest disappointments in the entire franchise. You got the whole Namek arc. You have the whole Frieza arc, where Frieza is this ultimate bad guy. He's fucking up everything. You find out he's on a universal scale threat. And then after his defeat, who shows up to help in retaliation? His father, King Cold. So, going like what you were saying about like the movies, where you have the Cooler movie, and Cooler comes to Earth because Frieza got beat, and Cooler wanted revenge. But King Cold comes, and you're like, okay, if Frieza is this much of a threat, King Cold is going to be straight up a beast. And he fucking died like in the same episode, and it's because Trunks comes back from the future to warn him about the androids, and end up, because he knows that Frieza and King Cold are coming, so he ends up coming back, kills Frieza, kills King Cold, which King Cold fucking begs for his life, which I'm like, wow, Frieza didn't even do that shit. So he just ends up just gets fucking killed, and I was like, what a fucking waste. I would have liked, this would have been it. This would have been a better thing for this. Frieza gets killed. King Cold is like, okay, this dude from this planet killed my son. Do the whole Resurrection F thing. Have King Cold come to Earth, a whole fucking army coming down and just fucking attacking Earth. And Janemba was pretty cool, but Janemba's first form has so much personality. His ultimate form sucked. The line of games they keep using Janemba's ultimate form, so letting you use both. Now when I played, when you played the Tenkaichi games, they let you play as his first form, and you're right. His second form looked cool, has some interesting abilities, but unfortunately, he just didn't have any personality to me. Yeah, I think that's what it was. He just didn't have any personality. Because I like a villain that can talk shit or has a pretty cool motivation or something. And Janemba just ultimately didn't say anything. And you're right. His first form was actually pretty cool. I would have liked it. Okay, I'm gonna go off on this just a little bit because you brought up Janemba. One of my biggest problems with Dragon Ball Z is the fact after the Cell Saga, Gohan is supposed to take over the series. I would not have minded if Goku stayed dead. Now, in the movie, Janemba is a threat that's in the afterlife. I would have been okay had Janemba made his appearance in the afterlife with Goku, and Goku has to defeat Janemba in the afterlife in the series as like a season or something, and then in real life, Gohan and the Z Fighters have to deal with the ghost and the dead and everything. I would have liked that much better than what they did in the movie. And like I said, my problem with Dragon Ball Z is Goku came back and he shouldn't have come back. But if they wanted to explore more of the afterlife and stuff, I didn't have an issue with it. Like the part where Goku has to enter that tournament in the afterlife, I didn't mind that because you got to see a bit more what was going on from different universes and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, you're right. He like I said, it would have been cool if he talked shit or something, but he didn't. Oh, okay. Continue on with the list of the worst characters, villains. Garlic Jr. And it isn't. I like Garlic. I actually like Garlic Jr. My problem is the way he was handled in the series. Again, when he returns from the dead zone, apparently the movie is canon, and he has the three dudes with him. I think that's fucking dumb because the big Getty star, which I believe that's where he's from, comes to Earth and he powers up and he's taking over. He captures Kami, takes over the world with that mist shit that makes everybody evil. Cool, great story, and it's up to the last three heroes to save the world. Fine, I don't mind that. But if this Getty Star is coming and he's actually from that planet, why wasn't there more like an army of motherfuckers? Again, the resurrection F thing. Fuck it. The Garlic Junior Soccer should have basically been the Resurrection Elf. His goons get him from the dead zone. He attacks Earth. So, I like Garlic Junior because I like the first the Dead Zone movie. I think it's badass. It just he didn't get his due. He just didn't get his due. Another one of my characters I didn't like. Number 7, Jace. Ultimately, the Ginyu Force was a bit more of a disappointment. Goldo actually came through with some interesting things. Ginyu came through with some interesting things. Raccoon is my fucking favorite out the group. I like Birder more in the games, but Birder and Jace I like Birder more because his personality. Jace didn't do shit. I was so disappointed with his character. I thought he was gonna have this badass fight with Vegeta, and he just fucking get killed off like it is in anything. He doesn't do anything. He's literally just a waste of character. Every one of the other Ginyu Force members at least did something. He didn't do shit. So ultimately, he was a big disappointment. Now, I am going to bring Cooler in this. And the reason why I'm bringing Cooler into this is because right. Garlic Jr. seems like a super above version of Piccolo. I never understood what was his power and abilities other than him becoming taller and buffer. That's what I say. I wish they could have worked on his arc a bit more. Like, have him in the background doing shit first, then have him come up in the foreground where you can see a bit more of what he can do and everything. They could have worked on that a bit more. Now, I'm going to bring Cooler into this because he was in Super Dragon Ball Heroes. He didn't do shit. I mean, he had some pretty cool fights. That cucumber fight was fucking badass. But I don't understand what the point of putting him in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, but not putting him in Super, when Super actually expands on the universe. I don't get it. That's one of the things I never did understand. And I was like, why would you introduce Frost into this? In fact, why put Frost into this? You could have put Cooler as the character. They actually said King Cold was a thing. He's actually canon. So why the hell is Cold? How is King Cold canon? Frost canon, and he's in a different universe, but Cooler, and we expanding into. See, that's what fucking throws me off about the writing sometimes. And lastly, one of Bobbity. Bobbity was a character that had potential. But ultimately, he comes off like Garlic Jr. He's like, my dad started this. I'm just going to finish it. And he don't know shit about his character. You don't know shit about his abilities outside of he does magic. He can influence the evil in people. But like, what is his motivation? What is the full capabilities? Where did he come from? None of that's ever really explored. Why does he want Majin Buu specifically? It was even a point where Dabura was like, why do we need Majin Buu? I can do all of this. I can do all of this. So it's like, and then Dabura was fucking souped up because he was evil. So Bobbity, and then I still say this. I was disappointed in Dabura's character because he was just so underutilized, especially given him being the king of the demon realm and everything. It should have been either Bobbity trying to revive Boo. He revives Boo. Dabura kills Bobbity, takes control of Boo. Yeah, you're right about that. Exactly, Boo is the only villain that was resurrected, much as Frieza. At least when Frieza is back, is for reasonable cause. Yeah, you're right. Uh, it should have been Babidi trying to revive Boo. He revives Boo. Dabura kills Babidi, takes over Boo. Or Dabura is manipulating Babidi to resurrect Boo. Or Dabura is the one that wants Boo resurrected and Babidi's helping him. Dabura should have been the main villain of at least the first half of the Boo saga. And then probably have it to where he's like, well, I can't control Boo after a certain point. So Boo ends up, they end up fighting, then he ends up killing Dabura. That would have made more sense. But yeah, as much as Babidi had potential, it isn't. Now, I'm gonna do some honorable mentions. Cucumber in Super Dragon Ball Heroes is a Saiyan that was just fucking just worse than Nappa. He just does not give two shits about just doing all types of dumb shit. So he just got locked up. How the fuck he's still alive after being locked up for so long? I don't freaking know. But he's actually a badass. But there's literally nothing to his character outside of fucking just fighting. That's it. He's a cool character. It just did nothing to him. At least with Nappa, I understood that okay, he's brutish. They've been out here just doing this shit, and he takes orders from Vegeta, so he'll take a step back. Vegeta tell him not to. Cool. Cucumber just there's really nothing to him outside of just fights. Cool fights, but nothing. Now this is one of the bigger disappointments. In Dragon Ball Super, during the Granola arc, there's a villain named Gas that works under Elect that does not like Granola. So he sees Granola as a threat that, he's like the muscle of this family that works for Frieza, that works with Frieza on the planetary trade thing. Gas is not an interesting fucking character in the least bit. He has no interesting abilities. He ends up fighting Granola, and what does he start doing? He's like summoning weapons. I'm like, if I want to see somebody in a fight summoning weapons, I'd read Naruto and watch Tintin fight other characters and stuff. That's his thing. He summons weapons. He summons a shield. He summons daggers. He summons, two swords. I'm like, that's not an interesting ability to have. At least on the second form of Boo was interesting, scary, unpredictable. It's also the first villain that was great. Good point. That's why I say with the Boo saga, what they should have did was had when Boo split, it shouldn't have been one Boo. It should have been like he should have split into different, like 5 different forms of Boo. Fat Boo could have been like one of is a good one. Then there's a Gray Boo. Then there's the Super Boo. Then there's the Kid Boo, and there'd be a group of them that the Z Fighters will have to deal with, and not just one. I agree with that. I've said it all. I've always said that it should never been just one Boo. I don't care that he split up the Evil Boo and the Evil Boo ate Fat Boo and then turned to Super Boo. Like, no, it should have been like 4 or 5 different Boos, and they had to fight them all in different and utilize different techniques to stop them all. But yeah, Gas. I don't like Gas. He's fucking sucks in the and this is how it goes. Granola wishes on Dragon Balls to be the ultimate warrior. Stupid fucking wish, but to fight to kill the Saiyans because they killed his civilization, and to kill Frieza because he's responsible for all of it, for him losing civilization. He wants to be the ultimate warrior. Not that he's more powerful than Frieza and just can kill Frieza with a snap, or not the fact that to kill Frieza, just I want to be the ultimate warrior. Elect, Gas, and his crew, what's they called? I can't remember the Heaters. They wish for Gas to be the ultimate warrior. So now he's stronger than Granola, since he did it at a later time. He wants to be the strongest warrior, something like that. So in the fight, Gas doesn't display any interesting techniques whatsoever outside of initially just summoning weapons. And it's not like he summoned unique weapons. It was just a bunch of bullshit ass weapons. And then he has this, I guess, berserker form. Not fucking interesting in the slightest. And then on top of that, he ain't even access the power he got from the wish. but he's actually standing on par with the ultimate level granola. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Gas is not an interesting character in the slightest. He's not. I don't care. Maybe they'll do something interesting with his character. I don't give a fuck. He's not interested in the slightest. Moving on.